immortal jellyfish. The immortal jellyfish is a bizarre creature that has an extraordinary attribute: it is effectively immune to death. Found in the seas off the coast of Japan and in the Mediterranean, the immortal jellyfish can, at any stage in its life, revert to the polyp form. This is the part of its life cycle that comes after the creature has been nothing more than an egg. It can do this if it's threatened by environmental changes, or even if it's cut with scissors in the lab. Mole rat. The mole rat's appearance alone makes it a freak of nature. But this clever little creature has another incredible power: it scarcely feels pain. In scientific terms, the naked mole rat feels no pain because it doesn't have a neurotransmitter called substance P that is found in all other mammals. Substance P is what transmits pain to your brain when you smash your thumb with a hammer. Tardigrade. The alien-looking tardigrade is a segmented beast with 8 legs that measures about 1/32 inch long and usually lives in water. This beast's superpower is the ability to survive just about anywhere, even in conditions that would certainly kill any other animal. Temperatures of down to -458 degrees Fahrenheit or up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit are fine for the tardigrade, as are radiation levels 100 times those fatal to humans. And they can do without food or water for up to 30 years. They're tough. Hairy frog. A frog with hair is a pretty freaky concept to start with, but that's not even the weirdest thing about this creature. It can fracture its own bones to form claws. It breaks those in its feet into the shape of talons, which it can project and retract at will. Under threat, the frog sticks out the sharpened claws, enough to deter all but the most determined of predators. Mimic octopus. As its name suggests, this creature's superpower is the ability to mimic. In fact, the mimic octopus actually has the attributes of a shapeshifter, since it can actually change its form to resemble that of other species that live in its vicinity. This, of course, is very helpful if you want to lull your neighbors into a false sense of security so you can catch and eat them. Alternatively, the octopus can imitate poisonous species to deter predators. Duck-billed platypus. Peculiar is a rather understated way to describe the duck-billed platypus. A native of Australia, the platypus combines the feet of an otter, the bill of a duck and the tail of a beaver, and it's one of only 5 mammals that lay eggs. As if that wasn't enough oddness for one species, the platypus also has the ability to find its prey by generating electrical pulses from its muscles, a handy superpower indeed. Leaf beetles. You might want to skip this entry if you're eating your lunch. Various members of the leaf beetle family have a unique defense mechanism, called a fecal shield. Basically, they fashion a shield from their own excrement, mixed with bits of broken shell. They then mount this fecal shield on their backs as a protection against predators. Trying this at home is not recommended. Fleas. The humble flea has plagued humans for millennia, not to mention cats and dogs, and a wide variety of other animals. But the flea does have its very own superpower, its astonishing jumping ability. In fact, the flea can jump 100 times its own height. Let's say the average adult human height is a modest 5 feet 6 inches. To equal the flea, that notional human would need to leap 550 feet. Actually, the current men's world high jump record is a tad over 8 feet. Spinolorchus sinzii. With its discovery only reported as recently as 2010, Spinolorchus sinzii has no common name. Scientists found it in sediment in the 2.2-mile deep Latolant basin of the Mediterranean Sea. This 125-inch long jellyfish-like organism's claim to fame is the fact that it can survive completely without oxygen. That's a trick that no other known animal can match. Dung beetle. You've probably seen dung beetles on nature shows. They're the ones that tirelessly roll balls of dung around. Slightly distressingly, that dung is also their food. But despite these unsavory culinary habits, the dung beetle does have one outstanding superpower: its strength. A dung beetle can lift 1,141 times its own weight. That's the equivalent of a human lifting about 10 African elephants, which you'd have to catch first. Black bear. The formidable black bear, a North American native, is a powerful hunter, and one of its favorite foods is fish, especially salmon. Researchers have discovered that it can find its prey at a distance of 18 miles away, by using its superpower, the sense of smell. Dogs are also known for their keen sense of smell, but the black bear's nose outmuscles them by a factor of 7. Wood frog. Widely distributed in various parts of North America including Alaska, the Appalachians and North Carolina, the wood frog's superpower is its high tolerance to extreme cold. In fact, this amphibian can actually survive most of its blood and tissue being literally frozen. As long as the proportion of water in its body that is frozen does not exceed 65%, the wood frog will be happily hopping around again once the weather warms. Sea cucumber. Sea cucumbers, which of course have nothing to do with the salad vegetable, come in a bewildering range of shapes and sizes. The one pictured here is appropriately called a red-lined sea cucumber. But they all have an amazing superpower. Sea cucumbers can perform a trick that effectively means that they liquefy their bodies. This allows them to squeeze into tight crevices where they're safe from predators.